Hey guys, welcome back to the James Bond Show. No fears, limits, or substitutes. Krazy Kajeevie, your host, coming at you. Okay, guys. So this video here is a bit of a another review of the official No Time to Die trailer, and kind of what I wanted to do here today was just a very relaxed look at other reviews, look how other people, other channels have reviewed it, what the feedback's been, and also the next day, look back. It hasn't even been 24 hours, but I've watched the trailer probably about 35 times now. Like, serious, probably about 35 times. And I've watched a lot of other people's reviews. So I've been watching the trailer again while I've been watching their reviews. Look, we're living in an age of the internet where, so many people have a channel and they've got an opinion. And I just found there's so many, No Time to Die reaction videos from people that know absolutely nothing about James Bond. Know nothing about James Bond. And one of the things I've been saying for months is one of the biggest issues I think James Bond faces, and not just James Bond, but films in general, is that there are so many people with an opinion now that know absolutely nothing what they're talking about. It's an opinion industry, isn't it? It's just true. These people have an opinion, and Bond should be gay, or Bond should be black, or Bond should be a female. And they've got no love for the source material. They've got such a limited knowledge of the source material. I just watched one video, and I've never seen these guys before. It was a guy and a girl, and they're reviewing it. And the thing she says right into the lead up was, she's looking to a husband or boyfriend or whatever, and she says to him, I thought Idris Elba was James Bond now. Like, it's just face palm central. Like, seriously. And then you've got that chick, that blonde chick, older one, looks like mutton dressed up as lamb. I can't remember her YouTube username, but she's got like 868,000 subscribers. Beyond the trailer. That's it. That's her channel, Beyond the Trailer. And this woman, it's like chalk. It's like nails down a chalkboard with how ridiculous this woman is. And she's like, looks like she's 55 trying to be like a 16-year-old. And the only part she got excited about this trailer and the bit she pushed was, once Lashana Lynch is there, it's like, I've never seen such disgraceful virtue signaling in all my life. She was just pushing Lashana Lynch. And then she says this at the end of the video. She says, Lashana Lynch, she's amazing. How is she amazing? Like, please tell me. What has she done? She's come out of nowhere. She's 31. She had one film role in Captain Marvel, which, overall the film, from what I've heard, I honestly haven't seen it. When I heard the film stinks, absolutely stinks, and that Lashana Lynch wasn't much chop in it anyway. And then she's got this role. Now, when I've looked back at the trailer, actually the first time I saw the trailer, I've got to be honest, the weakest point for me in that trailer was Lashana Lynch's voice. Now, I'm not talking about her character. She's got a bit of a physical presence there. And I am trying to be as open-minded as possible to her character, as long as she's not 007. I just think that is incendiary and she should not be 007. Now, if she was a white woman, I don't want her to be 007. If it was a white man, I don't want it to be 007. James Bond is 007. So it's not a race thing, as many of you know. One of my best friends is black. So, hey, Hootie. So there's not a racist bone in my body. But her voice, I just find her voice lacks presence anyway and kind of weak. And I haven't seen a lot of Lashana Lynch act, but what I have seen, I don't find her to be an actor. Like, I don't find her to be a natural actor. That's just my thing from her. There's something there that between her performance there and getting through the camera doesn't quite work for me. So her lines and her line delivery are the bit about, oh, and your knee. Now look, there's some wise people out there that have been commenting saying, okay, trailer looks great, but I don't trust it yet. And I think that's very wise. I don't think that we can trust this film in not going woke. So I think everyone needs to relax a bit. Now, in my breakdown trailer, yeah, I said how much I love this trailer. And I do. I love it. But the parts that I love, and I want to be very specific here, the parts I love about this trailer are James Bond parts. Now, what I mean by that is they are Bond. You know, it's Bond we've seen from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It's Bond with the gadget, the car, the action. When all those guys walk up to the car with the guns, excuse the dogs in the background, guys, when all the guys come up with those guns and they're shooting the car. Hang on 2 seconds. Obi, quiet. You don't see that on other James Bond channels. And they're coming up and they're shooting the car, and you cut in the interior of the car and he hits the guns, and the guns come out and the car's spinning around. Wow. That is pure Bond. That is James Bond. And that's the part when I've looked at these reaction videos that most people get excited about. That's where you get this reaction like, whoa. And when he jumps off the bridge, it's like, whoa. You know, so it's the James Bond tropes and elements that I think people really like and are digging on. So there is definite... it's the woman, I'm tough. Now, if they show how she became a 00, even if they use the pre-title sequence to do that, fine. But what we potentially have here is another Mary Sue. And people like Idris Elba were going, well, if I can't play James Bond, how about a black woman? Yeah, that'd mix it up. So what happened? They go and cast a black woman who has a very limited background in motion picture films to have a lead role in probably the biggest franchise in history and the longest running one, James Bond, and they give her the 007 number. So I just don't want her to be a Mary Sue like Rey in Star Wars, and I fear that's going to happen. So she puts his knee down, or the other good knee, so she's having a crack at his age, she's having a crack at his body, and it is definitely a male versus a female versus male thing. Put it this way. If the trailer came out and James Bond was knocking her or saying, you know, oh, well, I like your legs except for that one, it's a bit hairy or whatever. You know, if he was to start knocking her, how would that go down? Honestly, Bond is a sexist, he's a misogynist, he's a racist, he's a bigot. All that would come out. So I think, guys, even though the trailer looks good, just be really careful with your predictions. Now, I want to clear up something that I said yesterday in the video. If I say I see something up in the sky and I go, that's a flying saucer, I don't literally mean it's a flying saucer with aliens in it. So when I said about Mr. White, I go, that's Mr. White. What I'm saying is what I meant, guys, and so I apologize if I worded that badly, which in hindsight I probably did, because people are going, oh, where's trailer? And sincerely, and thank you so much, guys, to the subscribers and the guys commenting. Like, I asked you to comment, and feedback's been great, and you guys are like, oh, where's Mr. White? I don't see Mr. White. What I meant, guys, is he looks like Mr. White, and the camera pushes in on him, and the background goes a bit funny, and I freeze framed it, right? So I'm actually going to use it as the thumbnail of this video. And when you have a look at close up of the thumbnail, you'll go, yeah, now we know what Krazy Kajeevie means. It looks like he's Mr. White, like Bond's face. But the suit that he was wearing and the stuntman was wearing, it looks like what Mr. White was wearing in Casino Royale. Even the stuntman, even the guy driving the car and the other stuntman had a real kind of resemblance to the actor that played a younger looking version of like Mr. White. And so I think it's the lighting. And one of the members here, subscribers who commented, said it's probably bad CGI and a mix of blah, blah, blah. And I think he's spot on. I think maybe it's just the CGI and the lighting and look and the fact, he's got that almost Mr. White looking get up that he looks like Mr. White. So I didn't literally mean, oh, Mr. White is there. Dream sequence thing was just a theory, probably rubbish, but a bit of fun fan theory anyway that I thought I'd share. What else did I want to discuss with you guys today on this video? Well, I still like it. I'm still blown away by the visuals. Now what I wanted to discuss is Dr. No. Now, as you guys know, for 7 months I have pushed that Rami Malek will be Dr. No. Guys, the main reason I picked this out wasn't just because they were filming in Jamaica, and this was long before they came out with the No Time to Die title. But if you look at it from a filmmaker's perspective, say you're Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson, right? And you're going, okay, where are we taking this story? And then Kerry Fukunaga comes in. And it's like, okay, what is the story? Where does it need to go? Now, they made a decision that we're going to continue from Spectre. We're not doing a standalone story. And our decision is we're going to wrap up Daniel Craig's era. And I think it was the right one. It doesn't matter if you hated or loved Spectre or whatever. They had to wrap it up. You can't just do a standalone film and ignore the fact that you've got the greatest Bond villain of all time, Blofeld. Not that he was the best, but as in the most famous, iconic Bond villain. You can't leave him on a bridge. Daniel Craig goes off into the sunset with Madeline and you do a completely different story. That's just not how films work, and it's not how Eon work. Now, they know they're investing $250 million into this film. So where's security? Where's backup for them? Where's hype for them? Where's marketing for them? You've got to then go to another Spectre character. Now, even though Kevin McClory is dead, when Eon are using Spectre, it's still a slap in the face. It's really a slap of the schlong on his gravestone to Kevin McClory. And it's like, we've got Spectre, we're going to use him. Now, they're not going to do a Fast and the Furious style prison breakout of Blofeld. There's no way, and I'm so glad they haven't done that, because obviously they haven't. So when you've got Blofeld in prison, you've got to then go, okay, who's the next biggest Spectre person? And it was clear it was Dr. No. Now, when Danny Boyle apparently had casting issues and he wanted this other Middle Eastern type actor to play the lead bad guy, and Barbara Broccoli and Daniel Craig are like, no, we want Rami Malek. They were specific in me kind of investigating this like a detective. To me, that was, okay, that's not a character they're just creating. This is a character that he's got to come in and become. So it's not just creating a character off the page. So for me, I thought, okay, that's an established character. They want a specific actor to play an established character. All of that led to Dr. No. And so then I had some theories about the, disfigured face, because he's a doctor. He's also a doctor. And remember, I told you guys in videos previous that Joseph Wiseman was a New York actor, Rami Malek, New York actor. And in the footage that we've now seen of Rami Malek, his face tones like that, there's Asian influences. There's Asian influences on the set. The bonsai tree, which is obviously known with Okinawa and Japan. So we've got the bonsai trees there, even though Dr. No apparently came from like Chinese heritage. But we've got Asian influences, and the set, water all around him. Don't forget in Dr. No it was water and all around him, and he had the big fish tank and all that as well. And of course the line where Daniel Craig's James Bond says, history doesn't work out well for people that think they're gods. Well, remember the famous line that Sean Connery says to Dr. No, our asylum are full of people that think they're Napoleon and God. So definite tie-in, and we still haven't seen the hands. Now, I was mocked. I was ridiculed. I could get screenshots and put up from my Rami Malek will be Dr. No video that I did about 5 or 6 months ago, and people mocked me. People at other James Bond channels said to me, even in conversations, no, he's not going to be Dr. No. Channels that I won't mention, I'm not going to mention any channels' names, but said, no, he won't be Dr. No, I doubt he's going to be Dr. No. And I think some of their things were based on they had seen my videos and they were banging it on their head. And I want to see if these channels now start to come out and go, you know what? Krazy Kajeevie at the James Bond show was possibly right, and maybe we got this wrong. Because what you guys have got to understand, you can't think of it from your own bias and your own perspective of what you want. What you want doesn't make it right. It's about what the film needs to do, what the producers need to do, financially, story-wise, thinking of Spectre and everything. And that's why it's pretty obvious they've gone with Dr. No. Now, if Rami Malek is not Dr. No, I will get a whole carton of eggs and I will smack them on my head and I'll record it and I will post it and you can all get a chuckle. But if I'm right, I wonder if you guys out there will do the same thing, and I doubt it very much. So there's no doubt to me it's Dr. No. Also, when you get that big shot, I had a better look at it. It's got these white, I don't know what they are, like big white fusion things all down the center. And then you see, I mean, it's a kind of a high wide angle shot. Is it people? It looks like these people in these red fusion radiation outfits. So I look at all that, and again, it's just, to me, it's Dr. No. And he's a doctor as well. He's a scientist. He's a mad scientist. It's Dr. No. So anyway, yeah. That's pretty much, I think that's kind of pretty much it, guys. I'm trying to think more in terms of the trailer. Oh, I did have a crazy theory. Now, you can smack me around. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is just a quick crazy theory. When Blofeld says to Bond, and he definitely says it to Bond, he's saying to Bond, when her secret is out, he's talking about Madeline. It will be his death, the death of him. I don't have the exact words there, dialogue, but it will be his death. So that's why Rami Malek's Dr. No is after Dr. Madeline Swan, and he's trying to capture her. If you see the helicopter's chasing the cars, car flips over, Bond and Madeline are in the other car. They're in the yellow Range Rover. No one has known that till now, but I freeze-framed it. Zoomed in, and I had a look. Madeline is in that Range Rover with James Bond. So they capture her. Then he's in this field. The helicopter goes off. He looks like he's, looking. He's obviously not going to be able to run and chase a helicopter. And they capture her again. So obviously she's in the film a lot. So my theory is, could the little girl that's in the ice, who's being touted as young Madeline, could it be like a Madeline Jr.? My theory is, it's just a theory, I think that Madeline and Rami Malek had a child together. And that's his ex. And that's why he's after Bond. That's why Dr. No is after Bond now. And he's turning around going, and your secrets and you betrayed me. I'm wondering if that little girl is their daughter, maybe. It's a crazy theory, I know, but it's just based on things I'm trying to put together. Because if it's young Madeline, then the alternative, if that girl is young Madeline, is Madeline Swan as a kid, then the alternative is this guy doesn't age. Because how is he that age when she's a little girl and then he's looking super young? And also the guy in the mask, apparently it's Rami Malek. It looks nothing like Rami Malek. And we saw on set, behind the scenes, it was not Rami Malek, it was a stuntman dude. But even with the mask, he just doesn't look like Rami Malek to me anyway. But the director seems to, Fukunaga's gone along with it, that it is. But, so guys, that's my theory. I'd love to know what you think of it. It's just a theory. 24 hours from now, I could go, no, it's not. And it's just all fun fan theory, trying to work out age gaps and things like that. So I'd like to know also, guys, what did you think of other reviews out there? What do you think of how people are reacting to it? I know everyone's not diehard James Bond fans. Not everyone is, but I just see some of the videos out there, clueless people, and I think it's good that, there's some real diehard James Bond nuts that can actually analyse it, break it down without pointing out every piece of new NPL cashmere clothing or looking at it in some racial virtue signalling way. As another reviewer did, who I won't mention, and was going on, trying to blow the trumpet already, saying, oh, see, Lashana Lynch is great, it's a great character. You don't know it's a great character, and you don't know how woke the film is. But think about this. Every scene we've seen, every bit we've seen with Lashana Lynch, she's kicking someone's ass or she's putting Bond down. And that's only in a 2-minute and 46-second trailer. So think about that. Also, when James Bond's walking along with Nomi and Moneypenny, he's got a guest tag. He's got a visitor tag on him. He's a visitor. And when he's saying Bond, James Bond to the black security guard, you're irrelevant, we don't know you. That's why, it's funny. I get it. It's funny, Bond. And he's like, huh? James Bond. So he's like irrelevant now. So keep it in mind. Our iconic hero, James Bond, is starting this film out irrelevant with no number and a bit of a nothing. And is that an accident? Well, time will tell. But I think I've raised some good points there. But I'd love to know what you guys think, as usual, in the comments. And I try to read them all and get back to you guys. And I always will. Guys, till next time, you know what I'm going to say. I need help from the QLab to push this button. Till next time, guys. Keep on bonding.